Rusinga Island is located in the Republic of Kenya, in the eastern part of Lake Victoria, at the mouth of the Wynnum Gulf. Rusinga contains exceptionally preserved fossil specimens of extinct Miocene mammals, dated as far back as 18 million years ago. These unique specimens have long captured the interest of scientists from around the globe.
So Waregi is actually the first site on Rusinga that was discovered. It's known as R1. All the sites on Rusinga have an R number, and Kaswanga's R5. At Kaswanga, we're finding a lot of different fossils. I mean, most famously, we're finding lovely remains of proconsul, and before us, some spectacular proconsul remains have been found there. So we know that there's proconsul at Kaswanga.
In the late 1940s, paleontologists Mary and Louis Leakey discovered an extraordinary collection of 15,000 fossils from the Miocene epoch. 64 fossils belong to the extinct primate proconsul.
Proconsul is really interesting, frankly, because there are a lot of fossils of proconsul. And so you can actually learn a lot more about proconsul than about other early apes or early monkeys or some early humans even. And it's also really interesting because we have all these fossils of this early, what looks like an early ape, at the very base of the ape family tree, very early in the divergence of apes and monkeys.
Proconsul is an extinct genus of primate that existed 25 to 15 million years ago in the forest of eastern Africa, but is specifically found in Kenya and Uganda. Based on environmental reconstruction derived from geological, paleobotanical, and dental microwear data, it is believed that proconsul lived in forested environments to more open, arid grassland. This information, together with careful analysis of the fossils of proconsul, indicates that this species moved around in the trees in a similar way to modern African monkeys.
What it says about proconsul is that certainly the species that we get at Kaswanga and at Waregi, it seems likely that they were pretty good at coping with certain types of environmental shift, for sure. You know, a change from a localized wooded environment, but more open and slightly drier, to a very wet, larger forested environment. They were capable of dealing with that and that climatic shift. They were capable of dealing with environmental change quite well. So that would tell me that they're quite versatile in a sense of how they can cope with environmental shifts. And that's really, really interesting.
Rusinga has exceptional fossil preservation across a wide range of taxa, from plants to insects to primates. This is because of the eruption of the Kisingiri volcano, which created successive layers of sediment that provided ideal conditions for fossil formation.
And I think we're going to have a really, as good as you get, reconstruction of what the ancient environments were like at the different times that we see proconsul living here on Rusinga. We're going to have a far better understanding of its behavior, of its biology. We're going to have a far better understanding, I think, of the various selection pressures that proconsul may have been subjected to in terms of climatic shifts and behavioral factors and other as yet unknown, selection pressures. I think, are going to have a much better understanding of the ages of the various sites and how they relate to each other.
Because of Rusinga's extraordinary fossil preservation, scientists and their team of paleontologists, geologists, and anthropologists have been visiting the island since July 2006 to excavate and analyze geological layers and fossil remains. Together, they are slowly unraveling the scientific mysteries of how proconsul, the first ape, lived.